Hi Stitchy friends, welcome to Cross My Stitches. My name is Jackie and today is February 17th, 2022. It is a Thursday and it is very windy and rainy here in South Central Kentucky, and it's so overcast. There's no sun whatsoever. I'm trying to use the light that's in the room here. And it has been a rough couple of days with the winds and then the rain all day today. So my backyard's totally flooded out. And I hate it when it rains this much because, yeah, it just floods out the whole backyard. You might hear that I'm a little nasally today. I'm going to apologize right up front. I am sick again. I don't know. Since COVID, I get sick every time I turn around. I am very congested, I am coughing, and I apologize right now if I sneeze, I cough, or anything. I'll try to cut those things out, but I can't guarantee anything at this point. But I wanted to come and share what I've been working on with you guys. I'm excited about my finishes. I have multiple finishes, so I really wanted to share those with you today. So let's get started. The first one is I finally fully finished my Let It Snow banner. So here's the chart here. It is from Stony Creek. I have been working on this for a year and a half, I believe, maybe 2 years, trying to get this done, and I'm so excited that it is fully finished and has been hanging up before winter ends. So I'm going to show it here. Well, maybe I'll post a picture. So let me post a picture here real quick so you can see what it looks like far back, because I won't be able to hold this up and you won't be able to see it because it's very long. The picture there is what it looks like hanging on the wall, and this is it close up. So I had stitched across here and made it a little pocket to go onto the hanger. And so it's got the snowman hanger, and then it goes up and up and up and up and up, and then all the way at the end it has another, there you can see it there, it has a snowflake hanging at the end. So I have this blue trim around the sides, and that's actually the backing fabric that I wrapped around and sewed on to the front part and just did a small stitch all along there. It's a tight fit, as you can see. It's right up against the edge of it because the hanger's really not that big, and I wasn't really great at judging how wide to make it in order to wrap it so that it would fit on the hanger. I did my best. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love that it has the little hanger on the bottom, and that I have to hold it away from my shirt because my shirt's so dark, and it came out fabulous. So it hangs in my living room right now. Of course, it's going to come down the next several weeks because spring is going to be here, but I'm so glad to have that done. So that is off my list. I have other fully finishes. This was a freebie design from Plum Street Samplers, and it is a Valentine's stocking. Hope you can see that. And this is my finished stocking. There it is. So I chose my own colors on it, and I put a little hanger at the top. I did a little sewing trim along the edge, and this is the back of the stocking. So it's like a weathered, looks like crackle paint. That's what it looks like, red and black crackle. The lighting isn't great, I'm sorry. So very pleased, had that all out for Valentine's Day. I have it stuffed a little. I put some batting inside of it because I wanted it to look more dimensional, but I had planned to put little picks of flowers on the top, and I never did get around to that, so maybe next year. So there's my finish, and it only took me a couple days to stitch. You can find this on Plum Street Samplers blog, which I'm trying to see if it says on here. No, just Google Plum Street Samplers, and she should have a freebie, and it should be on there. I will, if I can find the link to the freebie, I will post it below. So that's my second finish. My third finish is, or my third fully finish is, and I don't have a picture of this one, but everyone will recognize it. This is from Hands On Design. It's Love You, and it was her freebie to her anniversary, her husband, last year. And this is it fully finished. So I did it on a piece of fabric that was a Be Stitch Me fabric, and I can't remember the name, I really can't. And I stitched on the Love You. I have a little pin here with the heart hanging off of it, which I thought made it look really cute. And then I did my first ruche ribbon. Okay, I watched some Vana and I got my ribbon on there, and I think it looks fabulous. It's got little beads. You can see every other one has a navy bead on it. And for my first time, I think it turned out pretty darn cute. So there's the backing fabric, something I picked up at Walmart, a fat quarter. And there are pre-made fat quarters, that was there, so I picked that up. And I had that finished as well for Valentine's. It had been sitting on my mantle with my picture of me and my hubby. So that is my third fully finished. And then I have one to show that I didn't just recently finish, but I have a lot of new subscribers. So I wanted to share this one too, and it was a Valentine's Day finish. And it came from Lizzie Kate. It was a Lizzie Kate freebie, and this is it. And I turned it into a heart. And I think it was stitched on like it might be 36 count. It looks like it's 36 count linen. And I turned it into a heart. It's got some fuzzy trim around it. There's the backing to it. And then it has a hanger and just hangs. And this is one of my favorites. I just absolutely love this cute little heart. So I wanted to share that with you today as well. Let's see, I do have a new start and a finish at the same time. And that was part of the Summertime Berries by Erica Michaels. If you're not aware, there is a berry sal. I will post, I'm trying to think of what the name of it, I can't remember. It's called Seasonal, it might be Seasonal Berries, S-A-L, I'm not sure. I will post it below. It is being hosted by Helen D, East Coast Crafter. And I'm doing the summer berries right now because my spring berries got lost in the mail. So I had ordered them and they just disappeared, and we tried to track them and everything, and they're not tracked. So I do have another set spring berries coming to me, but I just decided I wasn't going to wait. I wanted to work on the summer berries, and I think that's probably a better idea for me because then I can do February, March, and April, the 3 berries, and I will have them fully finished by summer. And then the next, May, June, and July, I will work on the fall berries. So I'll just work a season ahead, and I think I'll be able to finish them and keep up with it. But this is my finish, and I didn't iron anything today, so I apologize. And this is on a piece of white linen. I believe it's 36 count. And there's my summer berries. It's all wrinkly and hooped. So I'll hang on to this. I would rather get all 3 of them stitched before I start stitching them into berries, because if I got all the supplies out, it's easier just to get 3 done than to do 1 at a time. So I was glad to have that done. That was finished. My next one that I'll work on will be the S'mores Summer. I think it's called S'mores Summer. Let's see, S'more Summer Please, which has got a little camper. You know, I love the camper ones. So I'll probably work on that one next. So that's the only finish I had so far. So I do have plenty of whips to show. I was doing, I had a plan book that I was going to focus on 2 whips a month, make them a focus that I would work on throughout the month. And let me see. So I had, let me see if I can open this. I have the one, the calendar that can't remember names now. I'll think of it in a minute. So I have the calendar. I decided to cut it apart and bind it. I have my own binding machine, so I cut it apart and put it on the binder on a ring to make it easier to open flat. And this is what my planner looks like right now. So as you can see, I have focused items, which the flag means Lady of the Flag. So on the 11th of this month, I'm working on Lady of the Flag, and this is President's Day, so I'll be working on it again. Down here, you'll see a little Christmas present. That means I'll be working on Christmas Garden. You'll see little star and stripe washi right here. That is for the last 2 days of the month that I work on Early American series. So the last 2 days of the month I work on the Early American series. Each Sunday that I don't have something else planned, I am to work on the stockings. So either my husband's Christmas sled stocking or my son's Winter Wonderland stocking. And unfortunately, as you can see, I haven't done it yet this month. I ended up working on my chalk spring this Sunday instead of the stocking. Here I didn't do any stitching, and we got the 20th coming up, so excuse me. So hopefully on the 20th I will pick up one of those stockings and work it. My two that I was focusing on this month are the spring chalk. That's the Seasons in Chalk Spring that was out of the Just Cross Stitch magazines in 2016. And my Four Seasons band sampler, which was also a pattern from a magazine. So let's get started showing what I have been working on so far. Okay, so let's show you first how much stitching I got on my Early American. So I was supposed to work on it at the end of January, which would have been the 30th and 31st. I was supposed to work on Early Americans. Well, unfortunately, I only worked on it one day. So let's see how far I had gotten with it. I'll post a picture here of what it looked like before I started stitching it. And this is where I'm at. And again, I say this I've said this dozens of times, how much I love this fabric. It is a Lugana. It's called oh my god, it went right out of my head. Sand. And it is absolutely fabulous. It doesn't hold any wrinkles. I just love it. So I was working on, where's the pattern I'm working on? I am working on Abigail Adams. So she is block 7 of this pattern, of this series. And I'm stitching them all together on 32 count sand. And this is where I'm at now. So I'm still working on the house. I was hoping I could get the whole house done, but unfortunately, I think those were 2 days where I just had something going on or I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't get a lot stitched. But I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to continue stitching it. This is the whole thing right now. And I am using the border from Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher. That's the stars and stripe bunting, or the red, white, and blue bunting and the stars down the side. I'll continue to work on that while I am working on the blocks. I still haven't decided what I'm going to put in the center yet. I'm just holding off, waiting to have an epiphany of some type as to what I want to put, whether I'm going to use the one, oh hold on, I got thread stuck in my zipper. If I'm going to use the one that is part of the series or if I'm going to use something else, I don't know. So I want to show that one last. Okay, so I've been working on my Seasons in Chalk Spring, and I'm going to post a picture where I was last time here. And then I'm going to show you where I'm at now. So I've made some progress on this. And I got the bunny in. He's so cute. Started working on some of the flowers around his neck. Let me see, do I have something I can lay behind it here? There we go. So there you go. So I think this is adorable. I have plans in changing this. Most of the flowers and stuff around this are pink, so there's a lot of pink on it, and then greens for all the leaves and the vines. And I don't have a picture right here. I'll post a picture of what it looks like on their site, or on the, I'm sorry, in the magazine, because it was the magazine, so I'll post a picture here. But I'm going to change the flowers, I think, to yellow, because I really think it's too much pink. I need something to offset it, and pink and yellows in spring is really beautiful, so I may do that. I may add some yellow flowers and maybe some blue, some baby blue flowers. We'll see, but I'm going to change up the flower color on this, and I'm going to keep going because I want to get this done in time for spring and then be able to start the summer one. So, and then I read somewhere on the Facebook group, I haven't gone back to check, that there are two holiday ones. There's a Halloween and then 4th of July, and I haven't seen those, so I asked about them on the website, on the Facebook groups, to see if I could find out if they're available and where I can find them, if it's something Kathy is selling, or is it something from one of the magazine issues. So that was Spring and Chalk. I worked on my Four Seasons band sampler. This is from Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was 2011. It was spread across several issues. Let me pull this out so you don't have to see the glare. This is the one. I absolutely adore this. I am down here in the fall area. When I started, all I had was just the very words at the top here in over one. And there's a lot of specialty stitches in this design, and they are so fun to do. If you have not tried doing specialty stitches, don't be afraid. Jump right in, and there's a lot of times you can find some of the specialty stitches in the back of cross stitch magazines. I know a lot of us jumped on the bandwagon with the Gift of Stitching magazine, the digital copies. They were selling the whole series on digital for under $30 right around Valentine's Day. And I know I had put it out there on 911 Stitchers Facebook group, and a lot of people jumped on that. On the back of their magazines, they have lots of specialty stitches they show. You certainly can Google them, and there's lots of sites to show them. Or you can, I have found this, which I absolutely love, and I'm sure I bought this secondhand, and it's called Even Weave Specialty Stitches. And it shows a ton of different stitches in it, and it shows you how to do them. So it gives you diagrams, shows you how, what number, which one you do first, what leg you do first, how you do it. It's just absolutely fabulous. And it's front and back on this, and it's laminated, which makes it great. I just leave it on my desk if I need it to remember how to do something. It is absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. Now it says it is, I think, $4.95. Yes, $4.95. It is older. It is from 1999, so I don't know if it's still in print or not, but I do know I saw it on a couple of listings on eBay today for it, also a listing on Amazon. So if you want to learn specialty stitches, this is a great way to learn them, and it's great to just incorporate them into your stitching. Not everything has to be a cross stitch. You can do Algerian eyelets, or what's the other one? Oh, my mind is just blank. Or yeah, Algerian eye is the one of them, easy, and then they have a double cross, they have eyelet stitches, they have, there's one I'm thinking of and I can't think of what it's called because my mind is just blank. Where is it? I don't know, I can't find it right now, but lots of fabulous stitches you can interchange with your cross stitches. So it's great fun, and it gives dimension to your piece, and I'm going to show you mine now, and you'll see the different stitches and the dimension that it gets. So I'm trying to see, what was the other one I thought it was? It's Smyrna Cross. Smyrna Crosses are real easy. So let's see. So I'll put a picture here, what it looked like before I started on it this month, and I will show you where I'm at. So I'm gonna flip this down so you can see the whole thing. And there's the whole thing so far, all the way to the bottom. And I am working on the fall one. Let me see if I can get it pinpointed here. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. And it has tons of different specialty stitches. The words are 1/1. The acorn tops here are the Smyrna crosses. There are, let me see what else is on here. I can't remember. There's supposed to be satin stitches. You'll see here, you'll see the, let me get up. Okay, so you'll see on here, it is hard to hold this like this, that there's the tops of the acorn and then the little bottom of the acorn, it's blank in between. That will be satin stitching. So it has satin stitching, Smyrna crosses, and 1/1 stitching on this particular month. And I just adore this. I adore this. This is such a fabulous pattern. I have enjoyed every stitch in it, and I'm looking forward to getting it done. I have a couple more weeks of stitching in this month to see if I can get that done. The biggest part and the longest part, of course, is these bands that come across on the bottoms of each one. That takes a while, so I don't know if I'll get through that completely before the end of the month. So we will see. And of course, next month I will have 2 new focus pieces. So I'm trying my best to try to get spring chalk and my 4 Seasons band sampler completed, or getting them close. Now the spring and chalk, if I don't finish it in February, even though I'll have 2 new focus pieces in March, I may put that in on a certain day of the week to be, that's what I'm going to work on, because I really would like to get that done before March 20th, which is going to be the beginning of spring. So we'll see how far I get. I'm going to work on it again tonight. I may work on it again tomorrow. We will see. And then Sunday, of course, I'm going to work on the stocking. So that's my progress on that. And my last one that I've worked on, sorry about the zipper noise, is my Floral of the Month. This is the design that is a freebie. And Amy Loves Toads has been working on this. I believe she has 6 of them done, maybe 5 of them. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. And so that's when I decided I wanted to do it. And I originally started it 28 count 1/1. And I decided, no, I'm not thrilled about that. Let me do 2/2. And I started it again. So I started here. And I got this far with it. And decided, I think I like the 1/1 better. I think Amy's doing 1/1 and hers looks absolutely fabulous. I need to do 1/1. So again, back to 1/1 I went. So I have flip-flopped on this design, and this is where I'm at right now. And I'm still working on January. I haven't got off of it yet. But I'm in no time constraints to get this done. I just wanted to do it because it was so beautiful, and I was admiring Amy's, and I said I have to stitch that too, because I want to stitch everything Amy stitches. So I love her stitching, and I love seeing what she's working on, and if she has something that I think is neat, I want to do it too. So we have both worked on stockings in the past. In fact, we've been on the stocking kick. She's on her 3rd one, which is the dimensions. I have my 2nd and 3rd I'm still working on, but I have not given up on them. So I'm going to continue to work on them. And when I saw Amy working on this, I had to do this too. So those are all of my, I'm trying to find my notes again, all my whips so far. I did work on Lady of the Flag on 2/11, but I didn't make enough progress to show that. So I'm going to hold off because I'm going to work on it again on President's Day, and then I will show it in the next video where I'm at with it. It doesn't, if I only stitch on it one day, it doesn't have a lot of progress. It just doesn't. It's a big piece, and it takes time. And then of course I'm going to work on my Christmas garden again on the 25th. So those are my whips and what I'm working on. I want to take a minute to talk about the floss drops. So I did a special video on how I was taking my floss. It's over here right now, but it will be behind me. Eventually I'll get the energy to move it back here. But it's sitting over here. Moved all my floss off my bobbins and put them on floss drops and how to make floss drops and all that other stuff. And I had some interesting comments and I wanted to share them on here, my solutions to those comments. So I'm going to get my phone up here because I want to look for a picture. See if I can find it. It might be on my screenshots. Yeah. So the rings are really large. This is the size of the rings that I use, and it is a 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 1/4, 3 1/2 inch ring. So it's quite a large ring, and I'm going to be reaching, so I apologize. So one of the things I wanted to share was where I get my rings. Okay. So I had two places that I was getting rings. The first one was at Walmart. If you're on the clip strips over by Domestics and stuff, you might have seen these. They were the belt holders. These are the rings that I got. And I believe this was like $5. And you got 5 rings and you got the hanger. Now, what's great about this is, number one, you need the rings if you want to do thread drops. The second thing is it's a hanger. So if you don't want to put a bar across your wall, if you can't do that or you don't want to do that, you can use these come on to hang these in a closet on a rod, on a wire rack, whatever you want to do. So there's an alternate way of hanging your rings. You can do it this way. I have also seen people use this rack, which I thought was a fabulous idea. I'm gonna stand up because it's on my phone and hopefully it'll show up. If not, I'll insert pictures. But this is an over-the-door shoe rack, and I have seen stitchers take their rings and hang them over the shoe hooks on the back of a door. So when it looks like this, and this just hangs over the back of a, oh no, that ain't gonna work, hold on. I'll insert pictures of what they look like, and I'll put it here. And it works great for that because you're not damaging any walls, you're not damaging a door because it just hangs over the back of a door, and you can store your floss that way. So this is a close-up of what I don't know if that'll show or not. That's a close-up of what the little, hold on, let me flip this way and see if it'll work. There we go. A close-up of how the little rungs look right there. So I think it's a fabulous idea. I've seen somebody do it. So there's an alternative as well on how to hang your rings if you do not want to put a curtain rug up on a wall. If you have any other suggestions, if you've decided to start putting your threads, your DMC on thread drops, or you've already had them that way and you have a different way of storing them, please share down below. Let us know how you're doing that. I'd be glad to pass that information on because I was real excited to get my threads off the bobbins and to store them this way. It is so much easier for me to pull what colors I need, put them back. I really like it, and they're not all kinked up, so I really love that as well. I want to give a shout out to 2 Flosstubers today that I like to watch. Don't know if you know about them or haven't watched before, but the first one is the Crafty Cataloger. She is on YouTube and she is on Instagram. Her name is Katrina, and she has some absolutely fabulous stitching. She is like me. She is probably once a month. You know, as she gets time, she has a busy schedule, so she shares when she's able to, but well worth subscribing and hitting the notification button so you don't miss her. So, again, I'll post down below the 2 people I'm talking about. I'll post their Flosstube down below, and you can also see them on Instagram. The second one is Candace K. So Candace K, I just started watching a month, 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half. And absolutely love her, love watching her. She's very into a lot of different stitching. She has full coverage. She has other pieces she's doing. And I just enjoy listening to her talk about cross stitch. So again, I will post Candace down below and be sure to watch her. In fact, I'm going to do some reaching again. I won a giveaway from her just recently and it came. So Candace, thank you so much for the wonderful gifts. And they are 2 of the Silver Creek Samplers patterns. I won, what's this one called? I don't know what it's called. It doesn't say on it. Okay, but it's a Halloween one. So there it is. Really cute. Love the bat, love the cat. It's just an awesome design. Would be quick to stitch up. And the second one is called Izzy Decayan. Izzy Decayan. Booze and Spirits. Caskets Aged. And there it is there. I love that skeleton. He is super cool. So thank you, Candace. Really appreciate. It was nice to win. I don't win very often, but when I do, I get so excited. Let's see, what else we're going to share? What we have acquired for my cross stitch collection. So sorry, the wind blew really hard and it caught my attention at the window. Because I don't consider it stash, I consider it my collection. Okay, I'm collecting supplies. It is a separate hobby. It's my hobby number 2 is stitching. And then buying. Buying is a hobby. It's like a collection. I collect different things. Cross stitch is one of them. So I'm going to grab my basket and put it up here just to make it easy for myself. Oh, I forgot to talk about that too, and I will. I got my order. This is my last. Nope, don't see it. This is my last installment of the Little Help from Our Friend Silver Needles Stitching Circle. So I joined that last year, went through the year. This is the final one, and I really like this one. I have sold off several of them, but this one I'm going to keep and stitch. And it is by Scarlet House, and it is called Autumn Garden. And it is beautiful design. And it comes with all the goodies. She's got a thread holder here, a needle, there's fabric in there, there's floss in there, and I just got a mail. Where'd it go? Just got in the mail today a little letter from them stating they forgot to put the chenille in there. So I'm going to pop that in here so I have it all together. So absolutely fabulous kit. I will not be rejoining them for this year. There was too many kits that I wasn't absolutely thrilled with, so I chose not to. I did join up with, I believe it's Dying to Stitch Berry Club. Not sure when that starts, but I'm excited to do the Berry Club. Can't wait to see what Erica Michaels and other designers come up with for berries. I don't remember if she said it was exclusive Erica Michaels or if it was other designers involved, so we will see. Okay, so I also, before I show you what I just pulled out, I want to talk about this. Purchased this Modern Folk Embroidery, is it Fruit and Plenty? The Fruit of Plenty. I have watched people stitch in this all year long and just oohed and ahed over everyone's stitching. And I decided I need to do this. I really need to do it. I've oohed and ahed enough. I've waited a whole year and I need to work on this. So I ordered the entire PDF and I also ordered the thread and the DMC that I'm going to do it in from Lindsay over at crossstitchingsupplies.com. I talk about Lindsay quite a bit. She has an awesome shop. She is so fast at shipping and accommodating if you send her a message. She's really great to work with. And so I got a 32 count antique white Lugana, because you have to buy, you can't do a fat quarter, you have to get something bigger, so this is a fat half. So I got that to work on. And then for my color choices, it's going to be, this is 815, I believe, which is a red. So there's my 815. And then my other color is a tan color, and it is 422. So there it is there. And then to offset a little bit of it, I picked up number 115 in DMC, which is the variegated. And one of the colors in the 115 is 815. So I will be sprinkling some variegated floss in between everything. My plan is to use the red for this part here. And then I will alternate the colors. So my dark color will be in the centers instead of his, and my light colors will be doing where the dark colors are. And because I have I have two carpets in my home, and one's in my living room, one's in my dining room, and they both have red and that tan color in them. So I'm excited. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I'm excited and I'm ready to roll. So I am glad to have it. I also purchased, this is a few weeks back, but I don't think I shared it. I purchased Joyous Noel from Kathy Barrick. I mean, the picture does not do it justice. When I look at this picture, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't excite me really. But I've seen it stitched. I've seen someone working on this on Instagram, and it is gorgeous. And she's using the call for colors. It is just, it pops. It just pops. So, of course, I had to get that. I'm going to move my mess over here. The next thing I got my cross-stitching, Just Cross Stitch magazine. I told everybody that I re-upped my subscription after they offered $12.50 a year for it. So I got it. And I'm actually, this is one of those issues that I'm not thrilled with. There's one thing in this issue, well, maybe two. Two things in this issue that I may stitch. So they'll go in my stitching file. One is this cute bunny. I love that bunny. And the second one is this piece on the very top, which has birds, and it has a saying, "In the shadow of thy wings I sing for joy." It has two little birds. It's absolutely adorable. So those two things will probably get put in, I'll tear them out of the magazine and I'll put them in my stitching file for me to stitch. Let's see, what else? I got, oh, this is, you gotta see this. This is so cute. This is one of the things that came in with my silver needle stitching circle kit. They always send you a little extra something. This one is a sock monkey tape measure. Is he not the cutest thing? Look, here's the tape measure. And you push him. Push it in the bed right there. Is that not adorable? Hand crocheted by someone that covered the tape measures. But just, that was the cutest thing. I was like, yes, please. That is so cute. So love that. Came in this adorable little bag. And if you're interested, it is by Lantern Moon Handcrafted. Trying to see if there's a website or something on here. I do not see one. Manufactured in India, www.lanternmoon.com. So that's where this came from. Absolutely, yep, see, Lantern Moon. So that, if you want to look it up, you can look up that website. And I'm sure they must have them on there. It's the cutest thing. So, and I love the bag. The bag is absolutely adorable. I'm going to tie it back in here. Right, so it has a little bag. So that's where it is. It's safe and sound in there. Trying to see what else I have to share. I think that's it. Yep, that's it for that. I did ask some questions on a Facebook group asking other stitchers how they kept track of their PDF patterns. What do they do? How are they keeping track of those patterns? Because you hate to lose or forget about them. I mean, if they're not right in front of you, how do you remember, oh, I have that and I want to stitch it, kind of thing. And we got a lot of comments on there about doing spreadsheets and printing out the cover page and keeping that with your patterns and stuff like that. But I came up with a better idea. I think it's a better idea, especially for me. And I thought some of you might like it too. And what I'm doing is, number one, I usually tear out all the patterns in my magazines that I want to do, and I throw the rest of the magazine away. Because if you don't, they end up getting this huge collection of patterns, and I don't have storage for that. I did it one time, I used to do that, and I'm like, I'll just tear out what I like, and I'll throw the rest away, or I'll pull the patterns that I think someone else might like, and I use them in giveaways, or I send them to people, and so that's what I do. And then I have freebie patterns, like everybody does, like that's Crochet A Go-Go, which is just totally adorable. It is on her blog, I believe. Yep, Crochet A Go-Go blogspot.com, and it is a summer design. That's the only reason I'm showing it, because it is a freebie, and I just recently printed that to add to my collection. But what I started doing is I have always used Cross Stitch and Cross Stitch Plus app to keep track of my patterns, because I am horrible at remembering what I've purchased and what I haven't. So I have all my patterns listed in my Cross Stitch Plus app. And then it hit me, why aren't I using that for my digital patterns and for my freebies and the magazine patterns? Why aren't I putting them all in there? I can take a picture, I can put the name of the pattern, the designer, and in the notes, I put where the pattern came from and where I have it stored. Whether it's on Dropbox, because I have a Dropbox account that's full of free patterns and some of my digital patterns. Or if I've printed them out and putting them in my file cabinet, what file they're in. And I can see them all right there. I don't have to wonder what I have and what I don't have. I also, in my Cross Stitch Plus app, if you're not doing this, it's a must if you have a ton of patterns. You have to put keywords in order to search what you're looking for. So every pattern I put in keywords for that pattern. So I can go to the top and type in I can type in a keyword, and it'll pull up all the patterns that match what I'm looking for. So like this pattern, which is the Crochet A Go-Go, I would put summer, cat, mouse, boat, sun, anything that represents this pattern, those are my keywords. So if I'm looking for something that has a cat on it, I can find all my patterns that have a cat on it and decide, okay, I want to stitch this one or whatever one has a cat on it. So it is a great way to keep up with your patterns. And I don't believe there's ever a limit. You pay for that service, so it's $10 a year, which is well worth it to keep track of your patterns. And I have never had it come to a limit where it says, I'm over my limit, I can't add any more. You can add multiple pictures to each entry. And if you don't have it, you need to get it. You need to get it. It's for Android, and I believe it's also for iPhones, iPads. What is that? You know what that is. It comes for both, and it's well worth the investment on it. So I absolutely love it. Okay, what have we got left? Other hobbies. So I have been working on some other things besides stitching that I wanted to share with you. One particular today, because actually I did, I started doing wool applique, or the beginnings of wool applique. Let's put it that way. I'm collecting. I'm collecting supplies and patterns for wool applique. Give me a minute. Sorry. And so I decided wool is not cheap. Okay, if you do wool applique, you know. If you don't, number one, it's an easy craft to do, and it's so sweet and kind. It's prim. Sometimes it can be bold and bright. Sometimes it's prim. Sometimes you can do seasonal stuff. So cute wall hangings, pillows, coasters, or table mat that would go your candle or whatever. Just absolutely fabulous, and it's quick. It is very quick. You cut out the patterns, you heat them down on the wool, and you stitch around them, and you're done. And it's great. Have I stitched anything yet? Nope. I attempted to this week though. I cut out two patterns. They were pillow patterns. They're little mini pillows I was going to put in my dough bowl. And I cut out all the little patterns and stuff, made sure I had everything straight. Went to go get the backing piece that I needed for the pillows, and I didn't have the right color. So I am on the hold waiting for my delivery, which will be next week, so I can make my pillows. But I'm excited about doing them, and I'm excited about sharing it with you. But I did also, in the last several weeks, purchased 3 wool coats. Because again, wool is expensive, and I don't want to put out that kind of money if I can go to the thrift store, spend $7 for a full-length wool coat, and cut it up and use it. So I did that for 3. I bought a black coat, I bought a brown coat, and I bought a cream yellow coat, which I have not washed or I haven't washed or cut up yet. The other 2 are cut up. They come out great, and I'm going to use them in my wool applique. So I enjoy going to the thrift store and looking for it. I have not yet found a skirt. I'd love to find a wool plaid type jacket or coat or skirt. I haven't found one yet, but I'm going to keep looking. But that has kept me busy for quite a while, getting them washed and dried and all separated and cut out and saved all the wool. And next time when I video and I show what I'm working on, I'll show some of the wool from the coats that I bought. But I'm also working on punch needle. Now I started doing punch needle at least a year ago, and I got frustrated because I wasn't picking up on it really well. I wasn't figuring out how to do it. And then several months ago, Vonna came up with her punch needle classes, and I watched a few of those, and I said, well, I really need to drag my punch needle out again. And I hadn't done it until this past week. I said, that's it. I'm going to pull it out of the closet, put it on my desk, and I need to pick it up and do it and find a pattern to practice on. So what I did was I went on the internet, and I found coloring book patterns. Now I have tons of punch needle patterns with Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazines in my drawers. But I didn't want to use one of those. I wanted something very simple that I could punch and practice with. So I found this little bunny, which was a drawing, coloring page or something. I don't know where it came from. I can't remember. And I said, that's perfect. So that's what I did. So I only have a little bit done, but I'm super excited about it. I have my little bunny drawn on my fabric. So I just traced them. I have a light, I don't want to call it a box. They don't even come as a box anymore. They come as a thin line little whatever. I have a light thing, a tracing thing. And so I traced it on there, and you can see I have his little pink feet and I have his little white tail on there. And it's not perfect, but I'm loving it. It's going to take practice. I have to realize it's going to be practice. But let's take a look at what it looks like on the inside. Oops. And there's my bunny. You can see his little tail and his little feet. Isn't that adorable? And I'm really liking doing it. So I'm going to continue to do it so I can finish my bunny. And I may grab a couple of more coloring book patterns and try them, or I may try one from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I do have the pattern that Vonna was using for her class. I have that in my drawer, and I think I got it secondhand somewhere. Some unload group, I found it, and I want to do it. It's a bee with a skep. It's really adorable. I think it uses fancy floss, but right now I'm just playing with DMC. And I think my bunny has a cute tail, bunny butt, and feet. So I'm really excited about that. And I have to tell you, it does take practice. One of his little feet, I had to punch 6 times. I had to punch it. It kept pulling out. I had to pull it all out. And weaver's cloth, which is absolutely fabulous, If you put, you're not really putting holes in it. You're pushing the weave apart when you're running your punch needle in it. So if you run your nail across it back and forth, and one way then the other, the holes disappear, and you can punch again. I punched one foot 6 times. I said, if I don't get this one of the little pads, if I can't get this stupid pad in after 6 times, there's not going to be anything left of this fabric. But each time I was able to rub out the holes and then try again. And so I'm very pleased with it. I'm going to finish it, and by the time I see you next time, I will have my little bunny finished, and I might even have something else started, so we'll see. But really enjoying punch needle. I know I'm going to enjoy wool applique. It's just another application using floss, doing stitches. It's just, it all combines into one thing, and it's an awesome craft to have multi-crafting and have different, so if you get tired of stitching, you can do something else. This is relatively quick. This only took me, that punching only took me about 20 minutes to do this. So it's not going to take me long to finish him. It's quick. Wool applique is the same thing. Once you get all the pieces cut up, you just fuse them to the backing piece, to the base piece, and then you sit and stitch the edges, little decorative stitches. So lots of fun. So I think that's it. I think that's all I have to share. If you have any questions about anything I talked about, please leave them down below. I'd be glad to answer. I answer every single response. Usually it might take me a week or so. Sometimes I get them immediately. Sometimes it could be a week. But to leave your questions below or just comment about what you saw. Thank you so much for watching my channel, for subscribing to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell to be notified, because I'm still on about once a month schedule at this point. With getting ill all the time and constantly coming down with something, I truly think that my immune system has been compromised greatly. And this is my 3rd time since 1st of November that I have caught some kind of upper respiratory issue. I get rid of it, I'm good for about a week, and then it comes right back at me again. So anybody who comes near me that happens to have it, I end up with it again. So I'm constantly trying to battle something. It's not fun, but I'll make it through it. I will. Eventually, I will go see a doctor about it. I'm trying to stop running to the doctor every time I turn around. I sound like a hypochondriac all the time, running to the doctor. I got it again. I got this. I got that. So I'm just going to wait it out for a little while and see if it subsides. Hopefully it will. And again, well, we got off track, didn't we? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're up to 2,500 subscribers. I would love to get to 3,000. So if you haven't subscribed, please help me out with that. And I'll have lots of different content to show. And I hopefully will get on a bi-weekly basis. That is my plan. It always is my plan. So we'll see if I start feeling better and I can get that done. Absolutely. So I will see you guys next time. See you later. Bye.